Hi, you guys. So we are back at it again with my mama. If you guys are unaware, I deleted, or I don't even know how it happened, but like 70% of my manga, like the original files that are like I can edit and stuff, gone, finito. So I am redrawing it, and I'm also just gonna go ahead and just redesign like my cover and everything. So in my last video, we started the new cover. So let's open that up. And so I've been working on other stuff in between, but I wanted to reserve my redesign for the cover for here. So you can see how it's going. I spent a lot of time working on like the placement of everything. So now, say hi to Lizzie, Lady Elizabeth Bennet, cute patootie over there. But yeah, so I spent a lot of time working on the placement of everybody. So I still have some kinks to work out. I was going to work out some of those kinks off camera. Mainly, what's her name? Tori's face isn't really on model. I think I want to turn Yanni's face a little bit more forward. And Nora's, it's kind of on model, but I might need to just double check it with my reference sheets, which when I was looking through my reference sheets, I also felt like those needed to be a little bit more precise. So I went back and started editing those. And yeah, full on like ADHD moment with that. But we are back and I am happy. I don't play music in my lives because YouTube and monetization issues, and don't want to get caught up in that. So if I have something to say, it's not really like I'm not teaching anything. It's more of like an ASMR, play your own music, body doubling situation. So if you want to do that, go ahead. But if not, I will be like, I kind of talk to myself while I'm drawing sometimes. So I mean, I will talk, but unless somebody like actually hops in the chat, it's more of like a, just draw with me. So I hope to get more people in the chat in the future. So if you are subscribed to me and you're seeing this video late, please set notifications because I do like to answer questions. I do like to talk, but there's only so much I can say to my screen. So yeah. So I'm going to turn on some music on my headphones. Hopefully it's not too loud. I do like my music loud, but sometimes I feel like YouTube can pick it up and then I'll get a strike or whatever, and I don't want that. So we'll see. Will I do it? That stuff. All right. I've been in my Cardi bag. I need to close my windows because I don't know what's what. That is right. I did want to move this too. Okay, hold on. Getting a little ADHD already, and we just started. Amen. Because you built like your dad. And they can't afford koi. And I mean, girl, you a Gretchen. Mm. So now I'm working on like the placement. Um, what's the word? Trying to make sure that I have enough spacing for the words. Weak. So what is it called? Skill, no. Line spacing. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Right in this little garage. Go me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. Tingly thing that's thing in the back of my throat. Okay. I think that's the spacing I want. I think. Mm-mm. Come on now. There we go. This a little bit bigger. A bucket and a mop. Wop, wop, wop. Okay. I think that's how I want it. I think. I keep saying that, but then something. Okay. Way too long. Purple. All right, we're going to hide that for now. Now we're going to go back to this part and figure out what's wrong with the anatomy. So I'm going to open up my references. Oh. Because I think her face is too round. She's heavier set, but she's not like, her face isn't like round. There's more little angle situation there. You know, bad. Okay. I think I got what the issue is. I could really give a dang as you just know what's up as though you done. You're a loose screw. Voodoo. Now I have a lot of brushes that are like from the Clip Studio store, but one of my favorite brush sets came from Mark Brunet, which like the last few years, like as far as my art journey goes, I attribute a lot of it to his channel. Like he's one of the people like I watched early on when I was first getting into digital art. I'm gonna see. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat a little bit. And if you're working on a manga, I do suggest learning the Clip Studio tools, because what's going to expedite your ability to draw fast is learning the software. And like you just need to learn a few shortcuts. Everything else you'll learn as you go, but learning the software is a big part of this. I also say, like, I know people hate studying anatomy, but if you study anatomy and you get good at drawing in your particular style, like what you're able to draw and how much you can produce at quality levels is going to increase too. Because I used to wonder, like, how do these mangaka draw so much? Like their deadlines are weekly, a lot of them, and then you have some that are bi-weekly, some that are monthly. But for people who produce like weekly shonen, like it's crazy. I look fly. I look good. My swag. Wish you could. All right, because of the angle. Okay, I'll worry about that in a minute. But they say we should smell good. Heaven sent. I might be too fine to hit it from behind. I can't even lie. Oh, mama, oh my hood. The other thing is I want her eyes to be open just because of like the angle, like she's kind of looking up, but she has droopier eyes. So I have to make sure that even with the angle, it's still on model. Like she's got this very like apathetic look to her. Oh, and the reason why I mentioned like learning your tools and like me cheating, using the symmetry tool. I don't use it for like everything. And for the final line art, I turn it off. But to get your base down really quick, it's really good. Even if you're drawing a head-on character though, for the pupils, even if like, again, the character is looking head-on, you don't want to use the symmetry tool too much, because it can make your picture look a little lifeless. I don't know, it just always happens that way. And the symmetry ends up like looking weird because it's like too perfect. So okay. Cool. Excuse me. Okay, I know I said I wasn't going to talk a lot, but like I said I'm going to try to, but it's like no one's here. It's weird. I don't know. They said like when YouTube first started, people were like, you have to get comfortable just talking to yourself in a room. And like there's a big emphasis on just like how weird it was to just be in your room with a camera. But now that I'm doing it, like I get it, but it's still like not like my thing. My goodies, not my goodies. Okay. Actually, that's part that I'm gonna have to do without symmetry. Now, I was gonna do the symmetry for the earrings, but because her head is at a slight tilt, it's not gonna make sense. Like with the way gravity works. So you know how I do. You may look at me and think I'm not just a young girl, but I'm now. When I first started like working on my own manga, I tried to like put myself in a box and be like, oh, well, most anime or manga don't like draw these features, and these features aren't really drawn in manga either. But the more research I did, and the more I started, I've always watched anime and read manga, but like the more I started looking at it critically, I realized like a lot of the stuff that I was like worried about, they like it doesn't matter. Everybody's different. And then like one of my favorite shows growing up was Crayon Shinchan, and Crayon Shinchan is a manga, is an anime. Now, there's a couple of definitions when it comes to like what anime is and what manga is. Anime, the word is a derivative of the word animation. So in Japan, it's animation or animation. I don't know. Anyways, it's basically animation with a couple accent marks. So that's the first definition, is just that it's the Japanese way of saying animation. Now, there are specific elements that denote what we consider modern anime, but there's a lot of anime that break those rules. Now, those specific elements that a lot of us tend to harp on so much, and like anime and manga purists harp on, um, those are just the elements that became really popularized. But that's not the only thing that denotes anime. But those styles, because they are derived from Japanese artists, is why people are like, oh, anime is only if you're Japanese and you made it in Japan and blah, 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 blah. No, it just denotes, the second definition just denotes those specific elements that originated in Japan, which makes something anime. Manga is just the same thing. It's just another word for comic. But because a lot of this stuff reference technologies here in the West, it all falls under the umbrella of comic and animation. So you can't say that what I'm doing is not, because it's a whole thing. Like a square or a rectangle is a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. It's that type of mindset, because of how it was formed, what came first, the chicken or the egg, So you have the rules that denote what a square is. So a square can be a rectangle, but because of what really makes a square, a rectangle cannot be a square. I hope I got that right, or if it's not the other way around. But y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean when I say that, though. But yes, the other definition does speak specifically to the style that is specifically from Japan. And that should be preserved. I'm not taking away from that. That should definitely be preserved. But those things, because people lean into it way too much, I feel like it forces people who aren't confident in their I'm frozen still for a second. People who aren't confident in their craft to try to adhere to rules that don't necessarily need to be adhered to. I feel like you should try to learn the rules before you start breaking rules. I do believe in that. But I do like, so because I started reading in a lot more critically and looking at the art style more critically, I learned that the things that I wanted to do in my manga were totally okay. Like drawing tear ducts, and sometimes in some cases the waterline. Uh, anime like anime and manga like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they lean into that. Gachiakta, they lean into that as well. Especially when they're trying to emphasize an emotion. A lot of times you'll see mangaka do that. So even though like it's a realistic expression to have to have things like tear ducts and waterline, you can still use it in your art style, even if you are specifically doing more of a manga influenced art style. Now, I remember I um, had my art reviewed by Toei. Was it Toei? I want to say it was Toei. It was an American artist who worked for Toei, and she told me that my art looked like it was definitely anime, but it looked very much like it was American made. And when I first thought about that, I was like, okay, that's a weird thing to say. But then I understood where she was getting at, going back to what those key design factors are that make something anime and manga versus something inherently more Western. Because even though I grew up, I'm 30 years old, and I think my first time watching anime, I was like 2. My brother put me in front of the TV and said, "This is Dragon Ball Z." It might have even been before that. That's just as far as I can remember. But because of that, my art has always been influenced by manga and anime because that's what I primarily watch. But then I had to think about it. I'm also a Disney kid. I love the 90s Disney. My favorite Disney princess is Belle from Beauty and the Beast. And I think there was a Disney quality to my work. And she was saying if I wanted to work in animation, that I had to for another company, I had to change that. But I didn't go to school for art, so I didn't have a portfolio that showed that I can do those things, which I can. I can definitely draw in another person's style. That's easy for me. But my portfolio was my work. So I also had to take what she said with a grain of salt as when it came to my stuff. I can still call it's still anime. It just has my own stylistic influence on it. Um, and many mangaka and anime artists cite Disney as their as inspiration. What's his name? Hayao Miyazaki. I can't believe I said what's his name for Hayao Miyazaki, but Hayao Miyazaki is one of those artists who cite Disney as their early influences. And their art doesn't look like what modern art or modern anime is, but we still acknowledge when we hear Hayao Miyazaki, we know anime. We know it's anime, even though a lot of their work doesn't have like the really small faces and the big eyes and the cat-like features. Hayao Miyazaki leans more into a realistic expression when it comes to his type of anime. But so I had to think about that. But it also did open my eyes up into knowing that I need to make sure that my portfolio reflects my ability to stay on model and produce artwork for another company. So that is the takeaway that I got from that. My portfolio doesn't show that I can do anything. Therefore, if all they're looking at is my personal work, they're going to think I can only do that, which is untrue. So I was able to take what I needed from her critique. For my Black characters, I definitely want to showcase more prominent noses, but I don't want them to look overdone either. Like I'm trying to make that stereotypical big nose that you would primarily see in West African people. Now, my dad has a wider, flatter nose, but I don't. So it really just depends on the person and the way genes are expressed. But there's this stereotype that Black people just have big noses. So I do want to make sure that there's a separation in features when I um, draw my characters, especially because even though I have this fictional world that my character city that my characters live in, it's definitely based off of the US. And I want to make sure that I'm still there's still a difference between my characters. Okay. I feel like I did this all on that layer. It doesn't matter. I'm okay with it looking a little sketchy. But I do need to check the anatomy here. If this is the body language that we were going for, kind of like drawing like a potato sack situation here. All right, that's the body language. Shoulder, shoulder. Does this shoulder need to be in more? Fat, juicy, and wet. Okay, let me sorry, I just need to be able to see more. That's too bright, I can't see. There we go, I can see better now. Okay, so I do need to bring in this arm a little bit. Is this arm fine? Yeah, I think this arm is fine. Okay, let me minimize that. Slide in and out, slide in and out, slide. That juicy and wet. Made me throw up a set. Now I made a mistake and drew this blue part on line art layer, but I'm high-key okay with it because I'm trying to get out of this perfectionist mindset as I try to perfect this line. I want to draw, my goal with my style is to draw really pretty things, but have this element of like imperfection to it. And especially because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, it's really hard. Like I want really perfect lines. But some of my favorite artists have this gritty street style with their art. And I've always loved that, but I've never been able to achieve that because I'm obsessed with pretty things. Even like when I used to do makeup, I loved Halloween and doing scary, quote unquote, scary makeup. And my mom was like, Chelsea, your makeup is not scary. It's very pretty, but it's not scary. I'm like, no, I'm dead. She was like, yeah, but you're like corpse bride dead. You're not like, oh, zombie. Like I'm scared, terrified of you dead. I was like, that's rude. But it was also true. Everything I tried to do just kept coming out way too pretty. But instead of trying to get rid of that, I just decided I would lean into it. Keep the pretty aspect of things, but try to add to that grunge element. My lines are still very pretty, unfortunately. I really want this messiness, but I'm just not there yet. I feel like I'm going to be one of those mangaka who their art style doesn't like necessarily fully change, but you're going to see a growth and a difference. Okay. Face, perfect. I think May's forehead is a little big. So yeah, it was a little big, which means the eyes. Now, May's eyes aren't droopy. They're sharp. And so the reason why I talk to myself too when I draw is because I try to remind myself of what I'm trying to achieve. And so applying adjectives to your artwork will definitely help you remember certain characteristics of your characters as you try to stay on model. And I say on model, that's more of a animation term, but it's how it helps me remember what I need to do if I use vocabulary. I'm a big language buff in general, so I try to make sure that um, I have words to articulate my thoughts. I don't always have those words, but I like I like terminologies and vocabulary. Also makes it easier when you have vocabulary to look up things you need. Because I realize as in my self-taught art journey that part of the information vacuum I was in was simply because I didn't know the terminologies. And it would always irk me that like I could be working on something for years, literally like 3 years. I've been like looking for content on a specific thing, and then like I'll be watching a video, and then finally somebody will put a word to the very thing I've been looking for, and now that I have that word, I can look it up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was just that simple because I just didn't have the terminology for it though. So that's always been a struggle. So once I figure out a terminology, I latch onto it and I'm like, okay, this is what that is. So if you're unfamiliar with what it means to stay on model, then yeah. Okay, let me look at her lips. Yeah. Okay. All right, I think that works. Now, I also have to get May's feet right. I kind of just ignored it and was gonna have it like go off screen, but I'm like, nah, I should probably just draw it just to say I can because I was really being lazy. Mhm. Okay, so that's the front of the knee. This was some weird construction of a knee I tried to make, but basically I created like a hinge. And then this is where the ankle and the foot need to. And then this part. This was a really janky way to get the ankle of this foot, but we're here now. Okay. Now I'm gonna opacity. I've been making layers and then I also delete them really fast. So because this layer was too sketchy. Okay, now let's see here. That doesn't look like that works either. A bad habit I've developed was zooming out or keep staying zoomed in. It is very hard to see things in perspective if you're zoomed all the way in. Okay, I think this is what I needed it to look like. Okay. These are all the features and stuff that I ignored last time. Now, this arm. Mm. Mm. Free. All right, if my hand is going forward, pinky is on the outside. Okay, yeah, pinky's on the outside. Let's go. And still. This is the wrist, okay? Mm, mm-mm. Free. Mm-mm. Okay. Because let me think. So, got a box. Okay. It's big on one side, small on the other. Then, Queen bee, wanna smoke with me? Going it up 800 degrees. Ooh, okay. OnlyFans. Mm. I can't draw hands to save my life, y'all. So let me look at a reference, see if I can find one. Argue with these lazy. I just raised my price. I'm a boss. I'm a leader. I pull up in my two-seater, and my mama was a savage. I got this from Tina. I'm a savage. Yeah. Oh. Mm. Mm. Oh, oh, like me with the knees. Ooh, oh, ready just for you. Talking to myself in the mirror like my boo. Ooh, too much drip. Ooh, ooh. Hey, hey. All right, let me see if I can take a picture. Because, all right. Set my timer. But we're at an angle. Here. Okay, if I am my character, outside arm, inside arm. Okay. Ooh, ooh. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna go down and try something. That is yeah, what? All right. So I think part of the problem is the arm is not in the right perspective. So arm should be coming a little bit more forward. Because let's see, if her elbows are at the same angle, it would look something like that because of how the shoulders are. And so that means this is the angle we're going for. But for shortening, When you cannot find your own references, you make your own. That's honestly better anyway, so you can get the exact angle you're going for rather than having to compromise for what you're looking at. Mm. Okay, so the hands. So. Okay. Ugh, it still looks ugly. Ugh, delete the whole thing because I don't even think that's the right angle for how. If I was laying like that and I had one arm stretched out, it would. That's why the angle didn't even feel comfortable when I was trying to do it, to be fair. I think this is the right angle. I just drew it really jankily. Yeah, my lips take a little sip. Probably see you on the door. I'm gonna make the grip. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I wonder. Now that I have that perspective grid, basically, I think. Okay, I think. That's still not right. It's not laying like flat the way it needs to, if that makes sense. Okay. Bro, this is not working. But I really like this pose, so I don't want to trash this. Okay. Why is this not working? Mm. No, it's not working still. It's still not working. And I don't know why. It's supposed to go this way. Oh, 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 oh. Once upon a time, and I heard that I was ugly. Came from a who wanna baseball rats tight, racks up a shack's height, jury on me. That's like last night. Hit 'em with that good, make 'em act right. Big bags busting up the Bentley bed taker. All right, I think that's it. That might be delete. Let me turn this off. Delete this. Whew, that was stressful. Chances are they probably not. Lick it like a lollipop. Hit them with karate chops. What's up with checks, hurry? Busting up the Bentley bed taker. Then it's up, then it's stuck. I know I spent a lot of time working on that one like part, but that's because I already like pushed it off. You either do it the first time or you do it the second time. Otherwise, you're gonna leave it. Really the same. Maybe a lot of pain. Oh, let me go to my references. Make sure I'm on model for her. Then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. Okay. Mm. How did I end up on this? Like, well, I know how, but we'll start here. Mm-hmm. Sexy when I hear you say your name, boy. All right. Your energy, your body just taking over me. I'm feeling so crazy, baby, over me, into me. I wonder, okay, because this might actually be really cute. Yours, boy, you bring across the floor, boy, baby. When I feel your energy getting over me, feeling so crazy, baby. All right, how do I do this? Well, you're not a girl. I'm calling on a girl. Oh. I love to love you, baby. I love to love you, baby. The girls. Night, I'll be a naughty girl. Okay. Baby boy, you stay on my mind, fulfill. I think about you all the times. Baby boy, not a day goes by. Bye, 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 bye. Oh, oh, my baby's fly, baby. Oh, yes, no. Look good, baby, go. I'm so wrapped up in your love, let me go. Let me breathe, stay out of my fantasy. You stay on my mind, fill my fantasy. I think about you all the time, I see you in my dreams. Baby boy, not a day goes by. Bye, 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 bye. Oh, close in the dark, dark corner of is a party. Every time I close my eyes, like everyone left but you and me. The dance floor becomes a scene. Feels like true paradise to me. Fulfill my fantasy about you all the time. Baby boy, not a day goes by. Bye, 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 bye. Oh, baby boy, won't you be mine? Oh, oh, the girl, the girl. Okay. Mm-mm. Fantasy. Mm-hmm. Shoes. Know you're gonna like it. I know you're gonna like it. Infatuated with me, insecure. You let me know if you want a girl with a rock star. You want to. Baby, let me know if you wanna roll with a. Mm. Scream my name this way. Rather be with you. My eyes scream my name. Take you this way. Running with you. I'd rather be with you. Love the way you scream my name. And taking this way. Take care of me. Oh, I'd rather be with you. You scream my name in this way. Oh, I'd rather be with you. Help me sing it out. I can't believe I believed everything we had would last. Get naive of me to think she was from your past. me to dream of one day having your kids. So blind it feels right when it's wrong. I'm smarter than that. Neither me or a when you cheat with loose women. Need some time, but now I moved on. 'Cause I realize I got in the end is what I found out. And there ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'ma be my own best friend. Me, myself, and I. Ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'ma be my own best friend. Love me when you don't. One day I would see it on my own. You know I'm dealing with your 3 kids in my home. So blind it feels right when it's wrong. Stop calling me, come pick up your clothes. Run like you're still with me, all your homies know. Very best friend tried to warn me on low. Me some time, but now I am strong because I realize I got. It's what I found out. I think about that from now on I'ma be my own best friend. Love and I is all I got in the end. But I found out. No need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'ma be my own best friend. Me, myself, and I. I will never disappoint myself. You heard me when I learned a lot along the way. Come out again. I know that I would never disappoint myself. Right. You sing it out. You heard me, but I learned a lot along the way. And then I see they can come out again. Oh. Myself and I've cried so many times. Now I see they can come out again. I know that I can never disappoint myself. Learn a lot along the way. How does it me, myself, and I? Let's see here. Do this part. Okay, I was like, I'm missing something. Voila. Okay. Now I am going to put this in color, but I do want to add some inking and stuff to this. Again, to up that grunge factor of it. Mhm. Excuse me. Sorry. I think that looks better. Yeah. cold. Okay, let me turn this up. I just grabbed a blanket, the heated blanket. My left hand is so cold, it's going, my fingers are going numb. Oh, I was doing that on the wrong layer. That's annoying. Oh well, we'll go right. Okay. Oh, that's right. Never mind. Lies. I'm not doing that because I'm doing everything in color. Lord, okay. It's a gray mask. Oh, you know what I have? I keep forgetting that I still have this thing. Yeah, there we go. Ice cream man. Gotta love ice cream man. Let's do this. Skin care. Start with that. Let me see something real quick. I need to create my color palette. That's what I need to do. Let's see. Helps streamline stuff when you do things like that. So let's see. I'll open this. All right. Now, why isn't this stuff opening? Let me close this out. Move that. Okay. Let's see here. All these files that got lost. I don't know which ones work and which ones don't. Let's try this. Nope. Okay. Let's see here. I wonder, can I import from? Okay, let's try this. Where is this one from? We'll see. Share, exporting, my Mac. So I have a color palette in my iPad. I just never opened it on my computer. Let's see. Clip Studio. App. Paint. I don't know how to do it. Brush, color set. Maybe it's color set? No. Mix palette? Okay, how about this? That's not how to do it. Let me see. No. Add color set. Create a material. Search on assets. No. Let me see. Manage materials. Can I just drag it into materials? Do that. Nope. New color set. Create. Rename, delete, duplicate. Nope. That's not how you do that. Open. Why won't it let me open? Color transfer. Gradation set. Mix palette. Tool. This is irritating. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure this out later because this is pissing me off. So what I'm gonna do is import file, import image. Jeez Louise. Oh, my nose. I can't even find, like, my brain, I think, is like dying. That's what it is. My brain's dying. Okay. How to import color swatches from Procreate to Clip Studio. Google it. Oh, okay. Okay, that actually makes sense too. So I'm going to I took a screenshot and then I'm just gonna crop it a bit. And then share that. I don't know why my brain didn't think to do that, because that makes so much sense. And then import image. So that. And so I will try. Why can't I edit this dang on thing? This is irritating me. Okay. This is really bothering me. I'm gonna have to add to this palette later. I'm not gonna do this on the thing. Anyways, skin. And this is still the wrong palette. Go figure. I didn't put their skin tones on this one. Just try this again. All that, and it was the wrong palette. This is why people edit their videos, because their flubs don't be in it. But I'm a flubber. Y'all ever see that movie, or is that just me like showing my age? Flubber. Share. Where is the share button? Oh. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. So let's start with skin. Okay. Is this one? The wrong foot person. Okay. Hair. Okay. Okay. This is the thing with the I forgot about this. There's like this fuzziness that happens with the yeah, I should have just now I still gotta end up lassoing everything anyways. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna keep using the ice cream tool. That's why I forgot about the ice cream tool in the first place. Because it creates this fuzziness and I don't like it. Now I gotta go in and clean up everything. Okay, you know what? I'm irritated now. Let's just use the lasso tool and I'll just clean it up later. Crap. Damn it, I hate when I do that. Ugh. It's okay. It is okay. It's not that big a deal, not that big a deal. Not that big a deal, not that big a deal. Okay, we're back on the hair layer. Shit. There we go. Now, I didn't do the black over here because I forgot that I was coloring it, honestly. And I didn't want it to overwhelm the area, because if I was doing it just in black and white, her hair would have been black. I can add. Shit. Again? Golly. Okay, hold up. What did I do wrong? Oh, okay. I was like, what is happening? And is this on the. Okay. Bottoms. Pay attention to your layers, kiddos. Sure. Okay. trim. Okay, what looks good with yellow? Blue. Too much yellow. It's too bright. Unless all right. I feel like the yellow is way too much. So I'm gonna have to do something about this specific yellow. This yellow. Um, let's see. Let's look at the trim. Bottoms. Okay. I like this burgundy. This is pretty. This is pretty, and it looks good with the blue. I like this. Um, hmm. And the blue hat still works. Hmm. I guess this is how it looks for now. I don't know if I'm going to keep the lettering this way. We'll see. But this is what I got right now. I will finish the rest of this off camera, and when I put out the final book, it'll be when everything's ready to be printed. But yeah, thank you. If you ever end up watching this, I appreciate it. Okay, bye.